If you have traveled by plane in the United States, you have probably had a run-in or two with the Transportation Security Administration. The TSA has been in the news over recent years for privacy scandals, numerous accusations of assault, and countless cases of theft. Fortunately, the organization shares every passenger claim they receive publicly online, so we decided to use this data to investigate how prevalent TSA theft really is. We created an interactive visualization to make the trends in thousands of lines of TSA data really pop out. When you visit the front page of our visualization, there is an embedded video of a news segment on TSA theft, which shows that theft really does happen. But what we want to show is that this isn't just a few TSA agents committing these crimes. The reason we hear so much about the TSA is that theft plagues the agency everywhere. Scrolling down, we have a graph that shows the number of claims made for each claim amount, starting at claims of only a few dollars up to over $1,000 claims. You can see that the majority of claims are for small dollar amounts. Another obvious trend is that there are periodic spikes at round numbers. By switching over to percentage view, we can see that the lower dollar amount claims are the most likely to be approved. It could be that the TSA is willing to pay off small claims to avoid legal hassle, but it could also be that the organization recognizes the theft and assumes that many of the claims are probably valid. The next part of our visualization is more interactive. We thought people probably care most about the trends in TSA theft near them, so we included a search bar that lets users filter by airport name. Another way to find interesting airports is to click the buttons under the map. These change the size of the airport dots on the map to represent different values. One option is the raw number of claims that the airport has gotten since 2002. In general, this correlates very highly with the size of the airport. For example, LAX received a lot of claims. It may seem like a lot of theft occurs there, but the airport is also a very large airport. The circles mainly indicate the size in this case. However, another option for viewing airports geographically displays the average number of claims per passenger. Now we get a relative measure of how often people file claims against each airport. For example, this airport in Colorado Springs has 444 claims, a relatively high number compared to the number of passengers the airport serves. If you care about where people are asking for the most money, or where the TSA gives out the most money, you can also do that too with these two buttons. On the right hand, you will see the breakdown of all the claims by item category. Electronics, clothing, and jewelry are high on the list. For each airport, you can also view a scatter plot of close amounts over time. This graph shows that the TSA used to pay a lot more money for claims, and as the number of claims have decreased, so has the total amount of money the TSA is willing to pay. Hopefully, this means that theft is decreasing. If you only care about claims for a certain type of item, you can filter down the claims by clicking on a bar in the item categories graph. This can also be a great way to see how claims for a certain type of item have changed over time. For example, in St. Louis, jewelry theft was very common in the first few years of the TSA, and the agency paid thousands for this stolen jewelry. This graph is especially good at showing outliers. We can click on one of these claims at the St. Louis airport, and the area to the left populates with data about this claim. We can see when the incident occurred and when the claim was finally filed. We can also see that sometimes claims were paid in full and other times settled. We think these visualizations help show that the TSA theft is real and widespread. It happens in some places more than others, and for some types of items more than others. The number of claims have decreased over time, but data is still pouring in. There is certainly a lot more to be explored here, and we hope that our visualization will make that exploration easy.